Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to the channel, part 55. Another slow one today, folks. We're really only talking about one movie, while the rest of it is about this deal that went down between Netflix and Sony. And considering that seems to be the bigger story, we're going to talk about that first. So when I first heard about this deal, at first glance, I thought it was similar to the HBO Max experiment, where Warner Brothers said, all right, all our 2021 movies plus Wonder Woman 1984 are all going to go to HBO Max for 30 days, and it caused a whole lot of drama with directors, production companies, theaters. The whole thing was a train wreck. Although now I'm pretty sure theaters are probably thankful this whole experiment even happened, judging by how Godzilla vs. Kong performed last weekend. But yeah, when I first heard about this news, I thought it was similar to that, but it's not. It's not like that at all. It's not even like the whole Disney Plus Premier Access where movies go to theaters and Disney Plus Premier Access for like $30. It's not like that. But there are some implications in here that I'd like to talk about with this whole thing. So this whole deal is going to start next year, 2022. This agreement, it provides Netflix with an 18-month exclusive window for Sony films. So for like a year and a half, basically all Sony films that once they're done with their theatrical run will go to Netflix for a year and a half. That's basically, well, that's part of this deal. Yeah, nevertheless, dozens of top titles are confirmed to stream there exclusively after they play in theaters and are released on home entertainment platforms. So, yeah, that's part of it. Movies like Morbius, Uncharted, others are all a part of this. And here's another thing. Netflix will also have a first look deal for any direct to streaming titles Sony is contemplating and has committed to making a number of those. So pretty much any movie that Sony looks at and it's just like, eh, I mean, no, no, we don't really want this. They can just throw the Netflix. They're just like, hey, Netflix, here's a movie we really don't have much faith in theatrically. Netflix just takes it and puts it on their streaming platform. That's basically what it is. So yeah, how many movies is Sony gonna, you know, give that treatment? I don't know. They haven't said. They just said a number. It's probably just like a few. I doubt it's like majority. I highly doubt they're gonna put something like what's even coming out next year. I don't even know. The whole schedule has been such a disaster since this freaking pandemic. I can't keep up with what comes out anymore. I barely know what's coming out later this year, mainly because I know it's gonna get moved again. Uh, I do know there's Morbius. I know there's Uncharted. Those are guarantees. I'm looking at this via my computer screen, my laptop. There's Into the Spider Verse too. Yeah, yeah, there's that. I highly doubt they're gonna dump that movie onto Netflix. There's no chance in hell of that happening. That would just be dumb. But I can see them dumping, like, say, a mid-budget, small budget movie there. I can see that happening, but nothing big budget. No, that just wouldn't be very smart. So yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. I mean, Sony, they've already sold off like two of their movies that were supposed to come out theatrically this year. One of them was the Kevin Hart movie Fatherhood. I talked about that in what was it, part 40? Oh god. 44, I'm guessing. I think it was 44. It was in the 40s. And Connected, which is now called The Mitchells and the Machines. They sold that off. I talked about that in part 35. So yeah, Sony's done this before. They are willing to just throw their movies to Netflix. So pretty much any Sony movie, except the big ones, is pretty much open to just get thrown to Netflix. It's kind of like how they mentioned the movie Greyhound, how that was supposed to come out theatrically last year, but COVID stopped that. And so Sony, they were like, hey, Apple, do you want this movie? And then Apple said, yeah. And then they just gave him the movie. And Greyhound was on Apple TV Plus. So yeah, Sony is like selling movies to streaming services is not a new thing to Sony. And they're only doing this because, well, Sony doesn't have their own streaming services. Like they're not like Universal or Warner Brothers or Disney or Paramount. They don't have a streaming service they can just plop their movies onto. So they have to make deals with other streaming services. And I think this deal with Netflix is actually beneficial to both parties because with Sony, they're still releasing a lot of these movies theatrically, so they still get a lot of that money. So not only do they get a lot of money, but Netflix, they also get a lot of content. So I see this as a bit of a win-win for both parties. No one really gets hurt here, unlike say, I don't know, the whole Disney Plus Premier Access and HBO Max experiment things where theaters can get hurt. In this case, theaters won't get hurt at all. They won't even really be affected all that much. So yeah, this is definitely a lot more positive towards theaters than some of these other deals that have went down in the past year. But yeah, that's the main thing that happened today. Now, when it comes to the actual movie that got affected, to definitely not my surprise, the Tomorrow War is now going to Amazon. It's official. There's like this whole thing happened months ago, like it was getting sold off to Amazon, but it was never 100% confirmed until now. Now it is 100% confirmed. It's now going to come out July 2nd on Amazon. It was supposed to come out July 23rd theatrically, but I guess Paramount that were just like, I don't know. It's not worth it. Let's just sell it to Amazon. It's exactly what they did with Coming to America, which they got for like $125 million. Jeez. And this Tomorrow War, the Skydance, well, it's not Paramount, but still they're connected. They sold it off for $200 million. So they clearly they put a lot of money into this. Yeah, so now Amazon has a big movie set for July 2nd, which is the same day as, Top Gun Maverick and Peter Rabbit 2 come out, supposedly. I don't know about Top Gun Maverick at this point. It could come out, it might not. There might be a change. I don't know. I'm not too confident in its keeping that release date. But yeah, I guess you can say this is another blow to theaters, but honestly, this whole movie, I just I just couldn't see it doing that well theatrically anyway because, original sci-fi is a bit of a hard sell these days because when you're making a sci-fi movie and it has like it's connected to a certain property, it has source material, it tends to do better than just making an original sci-fi movie from the ground up. I mean, there are plenty of examples of original sci-fi bombing. One of the more infamous examples I can think of on the fly is Jupiter Ascending. I don't need to tell you how that movie did and how awful it was. But yeah. Yeah, this whole move doesn't surprise me all that much. Even with Chris Pratt starring, like when he is not talking to a talking tree or dealing with dinosaurs, he's not exactly the biggest draw in the world. Let's be real. So, yeah, I'm not surprised this whole thing happened. So, yeah, that's it. I know it's a short episode, but I mean, nothing's been happening since like last week. Like, come on. I mean, I'm not rooting for movies to get delayed, but still, like, I need something. Or else, I guess the canceled series is over. I mean, that's a possibility, but I've thought it would have been over a few times already, but nope. Something else tends to happen that changes things. So I guess now it's time to play the game of what will be delayed next, or what could be delayed next. I heard the asset was removed from the schedule, so we don't even need to worry about that. Um, Nothing should happen in May. June, Fast and Furious 9. I I'm doubting it's gonna keep that June release date. It's hard to see it keeping it because there's so much money involved in that movie, and Fast and Furious that requires a big old worldwide box office. Like we're talking like Fast and Furious 7 and 8 made $1 billion overseas alone. They didn't even need the US to make $1 billion. So the overseas market is crucial, crucial for Fast and Furious to succeed. And without it, or at least with some markets not being available, yeah, it's looking mighty doubtful it's going to keep that release date. But again, that's like 2 months from now. Things could change. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it moved again. I also wouldn't be surprised if Top Gun Maverick moved again too. Black Widow, that's staying because of the whole Disney Plus thing. Jungle Cruise. Surprised they haven't said anything about that regarding its Disney Plus thing. Maybe they just forgot it existed. That's certainly a possibility. I don't know about Hotel Transylvania 4, Candyman, and Bios, and Don't Brave 2. I think they have plenty of time to start their marketing campaigns. I think they could stay. What else? One of these September 24th movies are going. That's a guarantee. You can't have 5 movies open at once. That's absurd. That only happens on Christmas time. October. October. I heard there's this thing going on with Dune where it might not get the HBO Max treatment. They might just make that theatrical only, or at least they're contemplating on making that theatrical only. But nothing's been confirmed yet. It's just rumors. Warner Brothers hasn't said anything, so we have to wait and see what they're going to do with Dune. But until they say anything, I can only assume it's still a part of the experiment. I don't know about the rest of October. November, things might be more stable, although I have a feeling if Top Gun Maverick gets delayed, it's going to take the release date of Mission Impossible 7, and then Mission Impossible 7 will go to next year. That's certainly a possibility, but I guess we'll have to see what happens. Uh, December. December looks stable at this point. I don't see any real changes going on here. And I guess that's it. It's becoming harder and harder to predict what will move, what will go to streaming. It's become very difficult because all the movies that I knew for a fact would move have pretty much moved. So I'm kind of stuck with limited options at this point. So, yeah. Well, I guess that's it. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. Want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage with all previous canceled episodes, basically going over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't for obvious reasons. Last episode, we talked about two Sony movies, ironically enough. Resident Evil Raccoon City, Resident Evil mm, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, and the Uncharted movie, both getting delayed. So we talked about that last time. But if you want to check out any of my previous canceled episodes, the previous 54, in addition to this one, go right ahead. It's also box office predictions, where I predict the box office results for movies. I will do a prediction video for Voyagers on Friday. Then I'll take a week-long break because nothing's coming out on the 16th. Mortal Kombat was supposed to come out, but they moved it a week. So I won't be talking about movies again until the 23rd, when the Demon Slayer movie and Mortal Kombat come out. Then I talk about Separation, then Wrath of Man, then Spiral, and then another. There's also Those Who Wish Me Dead. Then Nothing on the 21st, and then May 28th with Cruella, Quiet Place Part 2. And then things will be a lot more stable, a lot more consistent. So, yeah, I guess you can look forward to all of those. But if you want to check out any of my past prediction videos, uh, from 2019, 2020, even this year, 2021, go right ahead. Also got box office recaps where I just go over the box office results for any particular month. I've been doing double recaps. I have ultimately decided to do the triple recap of February, March, April. That will come out early May. And then I'll group May and June together. And then July should be its own recap video. At this point in time, it is. That's the plan. It has enough content to support its own recap video. But again, that could always change. That can always change. But yeah, that triple recap is pretty much confirmed at this point. So look forward to that. But if you want to see any of my past recaps, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.